Welcome back to Basic Business Training Part 2, and we're happy again that you joined us. The last session we were talking about marketing, and we began looking at a marketing framework to carry out to help your business grow and for it to reach more people, that you can be a blessing to them and help them in their flourishing. And the last time we were able to cover the first part of that marketing framework. If you look in your handbook, you will see that it's there. And we wanted to look at the big picture, or the 5 C's, and we covered the customer, the company, the context, the collaborators, and the competitors. And so that was to give an overall picture of your business and the different players who are interacting with it from a marketing position. Today we want to move into the what is called the marketing planning as we look at segmenting, targeting, and positioning. Segmenting, targeting, and positioning. And from there we will work into how we carry this out, and we call that the 4 Ps, which is product, price, place, and promotion. And so if you think of the words segmenting, targeting, and positioning, it should kind of make sense of what it is that we are looking to do. What we want to do is to take your customers and we want to segment them, put them into different segments, and to see which segments we are able to meet in our current customers and maybe which segments we are not doing as well as we could. Once we identify the segments that we want to expand into, that we think we are able to do better with, we want to figure out how to target them and to identify what the way we can communicate with them and how we can get the message out of the business that we are doing. And then the last one, the P, is when we position ourselves to be able to carry out this plan. And so as we go back to segmenting, one of the things that we want to do as you look at your customers is to segment them according to different demographics. And so the first one is their ability to buy. Think about those who have the ability to buy your product. Do they fall into one particular segment of the population or another? If they want your product, are they able to buy it? What do you know about their ability? The second thing we want to look at is the willingness that they have to buy. Even if they can buy your product, do they want it enough to do so? Do they have that strong enough need or desire for them to buy it? You also need to look at the number of end users as you are segmenting your population. And remember that the end user is the person who is using the product. You may have a distributor who will get your product to 50 end users, and so what do those end users look like, and how can you get to know what their needs are if you especially are working through somebody else? Then you want to look at the size and look at the different demographics relating to the size of your potential customer base. And so you want to look and get some facts and figures online for the population in your area, and you may see population in terms of different ages that are there. You may see the population in terms of gender-based and even faith-based, and all these different things are very readily available now to see what is happening, what is going on in our particular geographical area. So we also want to look at the demographics such as household members. How many household members might be in a house, and who is it that we tend to have as our customer in that household? We might want to look at education level. Is there a certain education level that we are having for our business, but we aren't getting in education levels that are different than that? What is the typical income of those who are shopping from us, and does that make a difference? What particular culture is it that is shopping from us, or what ethnicity, and are we okay with that? Or is there a way or an opportunity for us to segment and then be able to target other cultures or other ethnicities and their ability to buy from us? We also want to be able to look at, are we in an urban area or are we in a rural area? And if we are in one of these, how is it that looks in terms of our customers? Are our customers generally coming from rural areas? Are they generally coming from urban areas? Are they traveling a distance in order to come to our place? And if so, why is that? What is it that's causing them to travel in order to come to our business? Other things that we can look at are psychological things. What are the attitudes of people who are coming to buy from us? Do we see a particular generation and a particular culture within a generation that is coming to buy, and they have a particular bent on the way they look at life, and therefore that's why they're shopping from you? What are their needs and their wants? What are their religious beliefs? Do they have particular political values or persuasions that they are coming to you from that perspective as well? Personality traits you can even see in some people, the activities that they tend to do, and then the types of brand that they might be seeking. These are all different things that you can assess and that you can spend some time thinking, and maybe over the next week or two you want to have something in your shop that allows you to write down some of those observations. The last one we want to look at are behaviors. What type of behaviors do our customers show? What is the frequency of their purchases? How loyal are they to certain businesses or to certain brands? And how much repeat purchasing happens? How often are they purchasing? And so you should see in your workbook that there is a chart of segments that you can write down some of these things. And I want to go through one example. An example of a business that sells musical instruments, and they wrote out the following as the type of customers that they tend to get in. They said that they tend, as selling musical instruments, they tend to have customers who are both married and single, so it doesn't really make a difference for that. Generally, they're in the ages of 20s to 30s. They said that they find that most of their customers are educated and are more in a middle income type of income level. They tend to live in urban areas. They tend to lead music in church or in school. They're knowledgeable about music products. And they are seeking a high quality at an affordable price. And the other thing that this particular business noticed is that they are purchasing once every 2 to 3 years. And so you don't see these customers very often. You're not going to have the repeat purchases that allow you to build up a strong relationship with them, but those are important things to note about your customer base. And so the encouragement is in this area is that you begin to think and segment out your customers based on some of these things: demographics, geographic, psychological behaviors, so that you begin to develop a profile in your head of who your customer might be. Then we move to targeting. And in targeting, you want to decide what segments of those populations that you can most profitably serve. So what are the segments that you are seeing that you are serving well, and then the ones that you are not serving? And maybe those are ones that you can target. You want to attract the most customers, the most loyal customers, or the highest paying customers. You want to think through which are the ones that you want. And of course, if you want the most customers, there will be changes that you have to make that are different if you are looking for the highest paying customers, which will be a smaller segment. Determine whether the number of people who fit into your customer description is growing, shrinking, or staying the same. A lot of countries that we are working in have a very youthful population, but over the next 20 or 30 years, we are going to see the median age in most countries continue to increase, especially as people live longer, but it's also as population begins to decrease. And so what does that mean for you in your area? In the United States, the median age is 38. In Europe, the median age is 42. And in Africa, the median age is about 17. That makes a difference in what type of business that we are doing and the environment that we are in and serving. So is that number growing? Is it shrinking? Or is it staying the same? You need to decide which of these segments that you are serving well, which of these segments you can serve better, and which are the ones that you are not yet serving but could potentially target. And so you will also see in your workbook another chart, another box that talks about targeting. And one of the things we want to say is that there is a particular market, maybe you've noticed, that one part of the market, the customers, one segment is large and it is growing. If it's large and it's growing and you can serve it well, then you should pursue that market. But if the market is not very promising and you're not sure, but you still think that you can serve it well, you need to assess and evaluate how much time and energy you want to put into that. Let's say the market is large and growing, but you actually aren't very good at serving that particular market. You don't have the skill set that's necessary, or maybe the employees that are necessary to relate to a different ethnicity, or to relate to a different gender, or relate to a different income status. Those are things that you can assess, and you might not want to pursue that market. If the market is not promising and you're not very well suited, then make sure that you don't pursue that particular segment. And so as you go through these segments, as you think through what the opportunities are and who you can target, hopefully you'll be able to narrow your focus so that you can increase your intensity as it relates to certain segments. Again, you are one business, you are not able to serve everybody, but you are maybe able to serve more than what you're currently doing, and that is where you want to spend some time and energy using your brain, not your back, to be able to get deeper into those target areas that will be promising for you. We talked about segmenting, we talked about targeting, and once you have narrowed your eyes on the target, now you need to position yourself in order to be able to deliver to that target audience. The positioning of your business is a combination of the following. It is the value, understanding the value that you offer your customer. It is how they see your business and your brand, and it is how you differentiate yourself from your competitors. And so we recommend that you write a positioning statement. Already you have worked on a mission statement and a vision statement, and you have declared what you believe from God's perspective the vision is for your business and the mission is for your business. Now you want to do a positioning statement that is more marketing based. And so what would this look like? And if you were to do a 15-second advertisement for your business, what would that look like? And so in your workbook, you will see a formula for writing a positioning statement. And you will see a bunch of words in parentheses, and I will read it out for you, and I'll use this when I'm talking about brackets or parentheses. And that is where, in those places where you will fill in your own particular name of your business and the target audience that you are looking for. And so a positioning statement might say this: for whatever the target market audience is, for that target audience, that customer needs your brand and business because it is the best at providing whatever product and service that you do, that you deliver, and the reasons that you do that are for the various value and points of difference that you can list there. Now that's probably about as clear as mud, but what we're going to do is go to the example, and hopefully you'll see it by the example of how you can write your own positioning statement. And so what we want to say is, this is a positioning statement for a hair salon, Mercy's Hair Salon in Lagos, Nigeria. And this person said this: for style-conscious men and women. That's who she's targeting. Who is Mercy has identified that the target market that she wants to go after are style-conscious men and women. Well, maybe in your imagination you can imagine, what does a style-conscious man and woman look like? Is that a particular age group? Quite possibly. Is it a particular types of hairstyles that she will be looking at doing? Probably. And so you can see that she has segmented and targeted that she wants style-conscious men and women. It means you're not going to go there for the status quo haircut or shave. You're going to be going there to get some interesting things done to your hair. In the greater Lagos area, so now that's her target audience. She's saying, I'm not trying to do all of Nigeria. I'm not trying to do even all of the city. I am talking about this specific area, and she could even probably get more specific by naming the actual area of Lagos, who are fashion-forward and price-conscious. Okay, so I'll start from the beginning again. For style-conscious men and women in the greater Lagos area who are fashion-forward and price-conscious. And what she has done there is she has identified what the customer needs and what the customer cares about. She believes that her style-conscious men and women are going to be fashion-forward, but they still are price conscious. So she is letting people know, yes, we are about style here, but you are not going to be bankrupt by the time we get done doing your hair. And so this person is appealing to those who are fashion forward. She's reinforcing that she's looking for those people who are kind of on the front edge of the way style is, but it's not going to be so expensive. I'm going to start over the sentence again. For style-conscious men and women in the greater Lagos area who are fashion-forward and price-conscious, Mercy's Hair Salon, which is the name of the business, is the best hair and grooming salon for delivering high-quality service. So now she's going to list out the value points, what she offers that is going to be different potentially from others. So for delivering high-quality service in a timely manner in a friendly environment. And so there are 3 value points that she is offering to her customers so that they know that it's going to be high-quality service. It's going to be done in a timely manner. That means if you have an appointment, we will start on time, we will end on time, we will have everything that's there. We are going to get you in and out as fast as you need to be there. But it's also going to be a friendly environment. It's not going to be cold. It's not going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a place where you can relax and enjoy yourself and be in an environment that is going to give you the high-quality service. So that is the whole positioning statement. Let me read it to you once now from start to finish. For style-conscious men and women in the greater Lagos area who are fashion-forward and price-conscious, Mercy's Hair Salon is the best hair and grooming salon for delivering high-quality service in a timely manner in a friendly environment. And so that is what our encouragement is for you to do at this point, is to write a positioning statement for your own business and identify what it is that differentiates you, that separates you apart from others, but also identifies your target market, and especially if you are looking at a new segment of the population for customers. Do that and show it to each other and talk about it after the session about how you can write such a statement and what that might look like. The goal is, again, once you say it, it's not just about putting it up or displaying this or putting it on a signboard or putting out it on business cards, but living into it. Once you declare it, you need to make sure that you do it because remember, happy customers tell 3 people, unhappy customers tell 3,000 people, and so you want to not just say it, but you have to do it as well. Once you have positioned yourself, now we want to take a look at how to carry out this plan. And we carry out this plan by looking at the 4 Ps. And the 4 Ps are product, price, place, and promotion. And those will help you carry out this plan that now you've been thinking about over time and crafting together. The first is the product. The product, of course, is what you offer that meets your target customer's needs. It might be tangible, something you can touch, or intangible in that it's a service, but you are providing something that the customer needs. You want to sell the benefits of how that product or service helps the customer rather than the features. So again, as you're thinking about positioning yourself, you want to talk about not what the product does as much as how it will help the customer to flourish. Packaging is a critically important part of the product, and that is another P that we could actually add in because as you think about your product, first of all, your product or your service has to be a very high quality. As high a quality as you can given what the customer is willing to pay. And there's a balance and a trade-off in that. The higher the quality, the higher the price. So again, what are your customers looking for? What is it that they are wanting at the end of the day? Is price more important or is quality more important? I remember with toys with children as they were growing up, sometimes you would buy a high quality toy and the child was more interested in playing with the box than they were with the toy. And so it can be a lower quality product because you want to actually have them play with the thing that you are getting for them, but you have to decide for yourself what you are able to do. What is the trade-off that you want to make in that? And so packaging, of course, is often what appeals to customers. It is our eye that catches things. And they say about food that you eat first with your eyes. And, of course, other things that we buy as well, it's sometimes the package that catches our attention. And so pay attention to that. It indicates quality. I've seen many people that have excellent products, but their packaging has misspellings on it, or the label is crooked, or something like that. And your mind immediately thinks, well, this cannot be a very quality product. And so you might judge that. Your customer might judge that and walk away from it. So have somebody give you feedback. And I think that's very important. If you are new in the business, if you're going to change your packaging, run some focus groups. Have some people come together and say, I'm thinking about this. How does that look to you? Or I'm thinking about that. How does that look? And so remember that is an important part, of course. The product is key, why the customer is coming to you, and having a product that meets their needs and meets their wants is critically important. So questions to consider: what are the core benefits for the customer to purchase what it is that you are offering? And you need to write that down. What is it that they are coming to you for? What are the benefits that they are looking for? What are the value-added benefits then that you can offer to the product to make it even better? So as you think about the benefits that you offer, you are able to then add value to that. What naturally goes along? And you can think about different examples that you've seen in marketing for how you can add to that as well. What do customers look for in quality? Are they looking for reliability? Are they looking for responsiveness on the part of you as the business? Or some sort of assurance that if they buy it, it will last 6 months or a year, and so on? What are the things that customers are really looking for? Then, of course, we want to look at the price. And, of course, price affects your positioning. It's going to affect those customers that you can appeal to, because very quickly people will assess whether they can afford or cannot afford what you are selling. If your price is too high, it will take people that are lower out of the market in terms of income levels. If your price is too low, those at a higher income level might assess that this is not a good quality product. And so your price gives a message, and it's also part of the marketing for how you are able to attract customers. And of course, your price is also going to be compared to your competitors and the price that they have it listed at. The right price depends on the customer's perception of the value. And so if the customer's perception of value is high, then they are going to be willing to pay more. If the customer's perception is low, then they will be willing to pay less. And you need to consider the following questions. What is the customer willing to pay? What is the primary factor to consider in pricing is the value that it presents to the customer. Put yourself in the customer's position. Think about your competitors' prices, but do not base your price on that factor alone. And then, of course, in terms of positioning, are you offering an inexpensive product or a high quality and premium product? And you need to be able to assess what that is as you are looking then at the pricing. The third P that we want to look at is the place. And, of course, location is very important in marketing. And the saying in real estate, of course, is location, location, location. Those are the three things that you want to look at. But, of course, for your business, your location is also very important. Good locations are usually high-traffic locations, and the Internet is changing that. Many more people now are buying online, and so location begins to take less of an important role, and your location on the Internet begins to take more of an important role, and we'll continue to see that change happening more and more often in the countries that we are in. But right now, if you have a presence that people are customers, they are coming physically into your store, then of course being in a place where people can find you is going to be very important. Having signboards that people can identify your shop is very important. Having a name that people can recognize, that people can be familiar with, and to be able to locate it will also help you. And of course, distribution is also affected by your location. How easily can your suppliers get to you? How easily can those within the whole market line be able to get to you? And how easy are people able to take your products if they are selling them onwards to other locations as well? So, questions to consider: are you located in such a way that it helps your business? And if you are doing business out of your home, that's okay, but remember, it will have some drawbacks, as people may not feel as comfortable going to somebody's home as they might to a shop. Are you able to build an extension onto your home? Are you able to somehow separate it from your house and make an entrance way that customers can go to and feel more comfortable with that? Then other questions to consider: to whom do you sell or distribute, and how does your location affect the various entities that you sell to? Is there a problem with the road? Is the road, especially during rainy season, if it's a dirt road, it can be very difficult for customers to get to you. And so these are some things that we need to think about: the ease of access, the ability for people to see and recognize your place as a place of business that they would feel comfortable going to. Is there opportunity for parking, or is this a place where the boda drivers or the motorcycle taxis have an understanding of where it is? And so those are some things that can greatly impact your ability to attract new customers. Lastly, of course, we want to look at promotion. And promotion in marketing is all about getting the message of your business out in order for it to be successful. And so you have to decide what your message is going to be based on the positioning statement that you have created. And so your positioning statement helps you to create that message that you will use in your marketing. It should be short, and it should be easily understandable. It should also appeal to your target audience and focus on their needs. And so that is the type of positioning statement that we recommended that you make. And now it's beginning to take that statement and to use that in your promotion. You can have different promotional offers. Once you know what the message is, consider the value of promotional offers for your business. What are some examples that you could use that would work for your business? The media of promotion includes whatever avenues you want to use to reach your target audience. What are the avenues that you have for your availability? For most people, TV and radio is too expensive, and it might reach a very broad audience, but your customer base is maybe not that broad audience of prospects or suspects that we were talking about earlier. What are other methods of promotion, media that you can use? Certainly, your phone is something you can use to call your customers and tell them about any specials that you have, or emails, or WhatsApp, or Signal, and all of these different media options that you have to reach people. Those things are becoming more and more easy. Email is something that you can use as well, but using the things that you have available are ways that you can communicate. There are people that put displays up. Of course, they do their signboards, and they might also do different advertising at bus stops, or of course, wherever you can display the posters that you might be allowed to display, especially if you have something that is going on. So there are print sources that you can use. Maybe you want to put something in magazines or in newspapers, but again, there's going to be a cost involved there. You can look at your own website, and it's becoming easier and easier for people to put websites together. But you can also look through your local business association and make sure that you are part of a business association or part of a cooperative, and that they understand what it is that you are doing. But of course, the biggest one is word of mouth, and that is as you are treating customers well, and you encourage them even to say, if you bring in a new customer, you will get 10% off yourself for the next time that you are here. Word of mouth is very important. Referral programs are very important, and it's a way to help your customers become more loyal to you and reinforce and reward them for bringing in other customers as well. So, questions to consider. What media have you been using for your business? And if your answer is that I haven't been using anything, then it's wide open for what you could begin to start using. Are there other media that you have used or that you are interested in using? And what would be the process that you would use to begin exploring that, to begin to find ways to enter into an area that you haven't entered into? What media do your target customers use? And that is an excellent question to understand what media you should be using if you know what your customers are using. And how much money can you spend on advertising based on your budget? Most businesses, of course, would like to not spend anything on marketing. And, of course, then you often get what you pay for, which is maybe not a lot of results as well. Maybe you can put some money towards data, and so you can do some marketing on WhatsApp or Signal, or you can use social media in some way to attract customers. But if you want to go big and you want signboards or you want television, of course, your budget will have to be able to support that, and your business will have to support that. My encouragement is for sure that you do your analysis on that and you make sure that there is a return on investment. A lot of times we can spend a lot of money doing one type of promotion and then we don't see the return on investment, but we do it again because it's what we did last year, but we actually don't even cover the cost in what we are doing. So questions to consider: is your product or your service an expensive one that requires a lot of trust and convincing? It may take some one-on-one then. You have to go back. Or is it something that doesn't require a lot of trust for people to purchase? It's more common, everyday things that we need to survive and to thrive. What marketing methods have worked for you or for your competitors in the past and which have failed? And so those are things to consider as you look at what has happened that has gone well and what can you learn from that. And even for yourself, what has not worked and what can you learn for that? So the activity, as you begin to think about your own promotional strategy, you need to think about what you want to accomplish, how much money you're willing to spend per month to accomplish it, what types of media should I use, and how often should I advertise based on my customers' purchasing patterns as well as on my budget. If you had to represent your business with one word, what would that word be? If you could only call out one word about your business, what would you want that word to be? And then how will you be able to measure the effectiveness of your promotion? So that brings us to the end of this session. As we come to an end, there are some assignments and things that you will find in your workbook of what you can do. You can look at the principles that you have learned for your product, for your placement, for your promotion, and you can begin to work out how it is that you are going to do that. There is a marketing review worksheet that you can also apply the principles that you've learned and to evaluate your current strategy and to write your positioning statement. So we hope that you are able to take that to target, to segment and target and position yourself to be able to get more customers. Make sure that you're running that by other people in the group that you are studying with so that you can have feedback, and then begin to think of ways, using SMART goals, for how to begin to position yourself to be able to use your 4 Ps in a way that will attract more customers to your business. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and we look forward to seeing you at our next session. God bless you.